That type of coaching, I don't think the AI will take over. Is that 90% of the coaches are going to be obsolete because what people are going to start to starve for, there are lots of changes that are happening. There are political changes happening in US that are actually actively affecting business because you cannot help your clients if you haven't been able to help yourself. Or are you going to be part of the 90% who are going to become obsolete because AI is pretty much going to take over all of it? And make sure that's not you.
Hey, it's Daniel, and you are about to watch a clip from our free podcast, The Coach's Journey, where we help you navigate the surprisingly difficult path of building a coaching business by people who are actually doing it. And we go live, raw, and unedited every week in our free Facebook community.
Welcome, coaches, or Coaches Nation, as we like to say all the time. My co-host is traveling on his way, and I wanted to do this session with you all. And I wanted you to think about what's happening in the world. There are lots of changes that are happening. There are political changes happening in the US, all around the world, with all kinds of wars and all kinds of geopolitical changes that are actually actively affecting business. Some positively, some negatively. Think about technology changes. AI is monumental, and we've talked about this multiple times around it. That is bringing a huge change, and we're also riding the effects of what happened in COVID, where literally systems were shut down for years on end. It happened in Canada, it happened in parts of the US, it happened in Europe. So all these things have a real effect in business. And pretty much every client of mine that I just got off a call with a client now, and we just finished an in-person event with a few entrepreneurs. And I consistently, pretty much multiple times a week, I'm speaking to a different kind of entrepreneur, and I'm getting live feedback from the marketplace. I'm also talking to coaches. I also have my own business. And there are lots of factors, lots of changes happening. There's definitely a lot of uncertainty that's happening. And my claim here is that 90% of the coaches are going to be obsolete. I didn't really buy that until I started experimenting with AI quite a bit, until I started talking to some of the experts in the field, and until I started to listen, until I started experiencing it in my own business. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my goodness, this change is unprecedented. And so here's what I mean. This is not a statement to scare you. This is a statement to get you to get focused and either choose to be dedicated or not. And the reason why I say this is that most of the accountability type of coaching and straightforward type of coaching will be taken over by AI or some version, a model of it, which lots of coaching companies are, by the way, already, they've either built it or they're building it. Some examples being, go look at Brendan AI, go look at the AI integrations in different coaching communities. There will be one I'll be launching as well as part of my offers. So AI will definitely be an integrative part of every offer. Now, that doesn't mean business stops. It just means that a lot of the straightforward, hey, what are you going to do about this? What's your next step? Oh, did you do that? Did you not do that? What held you back? Very straightforward type of coaching will be outsourced to AI, and it can do it much better, and people have access to it all the time, and it can help them go along. And the way I know this, because I've been experimenting on myself, I've been using some AI coaches and I've been working through it, and I actually started noticing it works. Behavior changes in myself, and if I see behavior change, that means that the system works. Now I'm experimenting on rolling out a version of that for my clients and potential clients. So that will be that. Now then, what's left is, because 90% of the coaches are coaches like that. How do I know this? Because I listen to a lot of coaching calls that I have over the past 10 years, and I also am in contact with quite a few coaches. And what you find is most coaches' idea of coaching is very straightforward. It follows the same pattern over and over. And if it follows a pattern that's easily done by a machine, it will likely be taken over. Especially if that pattern is around things that a machine could ask to is, what do you think? What are you doing? What's your next step? What's your commitment here? and where's your schedule for this? How are you going to make this like the practical side of things? It can be done a lot better with an AI system. Now, the part that I still think that the AI will not take over right now, at least. Now, I can't speak to 5 years, 10 years from now on, but at least in the next 5 years, I don't think AI will take over. That is the deeper empathy, community building, interaction from a human perspective with clients, emotions, deeper levels of emotions, spiritual type of coaching or a spiritual component to your coaching. That means you're not teaching things, you're pulling out a part of their experience with either the questions you ask, the analogies that you share, or the experiences that you share with your clients, whatever that looks like. That type of coaching, I don't think the AI will take over. And I have a very simple reason for that, because AI itself does not have human experiences. It has aggregated experiences from different kinds of human beings. It can only communicate what it has heard from others, but even then it does not get communicated with the kind of emotions a human being that can communicate. And also pulling that experience out of other people is still in the realm of human beings, which means that you need to have a shared experience of something for you to be able to take people somewhere. And it goes back to the statement that Rich Lidman often shares is, you can only help people as deep as you've gone yourself, to the paraphrased version of that. And that's an experiential process. And that's in leadership, that's in spiritual practices, that's in personal development. You cannot live in the world of, you could never do that anyway in really good coaching, but coaches could get away before. But now you can't get away from that, because if you want theory, AI has access to a lot more models than you do, a lot more teaching components than you do, a lot more information and knowledge than you do. But what it doesn't have is your experience. And what it also doesn't have is the experiences you're going to facilitate for your clients. That could be virtual, and that could also be in person. And I would venture to guess that in person is going to grow more and more, because what people are going to start to starve for, because they're going to be in communication with technology and AI and their phones, is human connection. It's going to become more and more important. Community building process is going to become more and more important. We just came back from our in-person event. I can see that growing really fast. When I look at my virtual programs, that's going to be a little bit of a struggle until the chaos, we go through this chaos and it stabilizes a little bit. So a lot of my focus is going towards creating experiences individually and groups that could be virtual, and even the most important, I would say, in person. Now, again, you don't need to start with everything. You just need to start with one thing that you feel connected to. But my challenge to you would be is to pick something. You're going to start one-on-one, you're going to start group, you're going to start in-person events, whatever it is. You got to put the dedication in, because most people are going to keep pivoting. They're going to get scared. One day they're going to have one offer, another day they're going to have a different offer. I have no problems with pivoting, but when you pivot because the underlying intention around it is fear, you're not actually thinking, you're not being strategic. You're just reacting to the process, to what the world is throwing at you or what life is throwing at you. And your job as a leader is to step back and say, you know what, this is my vision, this is my purpose. I'm going to go towards it. Yes, I'll solve problems, I'll pivot, I'll do all this stuff. And I do that, believe me. I'm going through a very large rebranding process, and it's taking a lot of my time and energy. I'm going to be working on writing my book as well. So lots of things that I'm pivoting around, but my vision hasn't changed. My dedication hasn't changed. And fast forward about 2 to 3 years from now on, the coaches that will be left, the 10% of the coaches, are those who are dedicated to their process, who care about delivering value, and who are not stuck in their head thinking, well, will this person accept me? Will my family and friends look at me in a negative way? That, to me, that shows haven't done the integrative inner work, haven't tackled the biggest challenges, because you cannot help your clients if you haven't been able to help yourself. You need to be able to lead yourself. At least tackle that process. You don't need to be perfect, but you need to have tackled that process. And most coaches have not, unfortunately. Most coaches that I run into They are kind of theoretical coaches. They have never tested their offer or service with people, which means that they say that, well, I helped this person, but then why didn't you make an offer? That offer could be without pay. I was like, I'm gonna help you take you from point A to point B or the next 12 months or 12 weeks, whatever that looks like. And I'm gonna show them the results and I'm gonna document those results. And naturally, the offer will grow into a business model because there will be case studies, testimonials, those kind of things. But most coaches don't do any of that. What they do is they go through another course and another course, and one day they'll have this offer, the next day another offer. They have 10 different offers. They haven't worked on any of them. They have ideas constantly, but nothing has moved forward because they are afraid they haven't done the inner work, even if they say they've done the inner work. So if you call yourself a coach, this is the time to decide, are you going to be part of the 10% who's going to be dedicated and actually do the work, serve people, and actually leverage the technology and other things to move your business forward? Or are you going to be part of the 90% who are going to become obsolete because AI is pretty much going to take over all of it? I seriously mean this because I like every time I'm with AI, I'm looking and I'm like, holy shoot, I paid thousands of dollars to these kind of coaches that are going to be obsolete. And make sure that's not you. And the only way that I know that you can do that is if you're tackling things in your experience, doing the inner work, and also serving other people. Two things you need to do: tackle the challenges that you have, face them head on, whether it's your lack of confidence, lack of structure, lack of spiritual development, lack of emotional resilience. Emotional resilience and vulnerability and those kind of things don't mean you cry all the time. It just means that you're facing the challenges in your life and you're moving forward. You can get yourself back up. And then the other side of it, you're actually serving people. I don't care if you get paid for it or not. You're actually working with people and taking people through your process for a significant period of time. And that could be a few weeks, that could be a few months, that could be a few years, whatever that looks like to you. If you're doing that and you're taking into account technology and other things, more than likely you will be part of the 10%. Or if you're stuck like other coaches, like most coaches, where you're like, well, I need to build my website, which doesn't make sense to me because you can build a website in a few hours these days. Or I don't know what my content is, which still doesn't make sense because AI can build it out for the next 30 days. So how come you don't have content? Or I haven't gotten my next certification yet. I don't know if I'm confident enough. Well, certification is not going to help you because you still need to do your inner work. Or, well, I don't know what my offer is. I don't know how much I should charge. It doesn't matter. Work for free. Help people and you will know what to charge later. Yes, you can refine all that stuff, but start working with people. You got to serve to be a coach. I'll leave it at that. And I'd love to hear what are your insights. And you could completely disagree with me and let me know that this is complete garbage and I'm more hopeful and this and that. Say it, but give me your reasons for it. And give me your research around it. What made you conclude that? And or also your biggest insight here. What do you need to commit to? What do you need to move towards? I hope this was helpful. Until my next conversation, hope you have an incredible day. Bye.